Fan yourselves, darlings. Nothing says hero quite like rushing into a burning workshop. Some flames burn hotter than others. Chapter 15. Playing with Fire.
The stables?
Darcy asked as they crunched through fresh snow.
I didn't know the lodge had... Fire!
Maya's voice cut through the winter air as she came running toward them, her artist's smock billowing.
Edward's done it again. The workshop.
Before she could finish, Callum was already sprinting toward the plume of black smoke rising behind the lodge. Darcy and Maya ran after him, arriving to find the workshop's windows glowing orange.
It's fine.
Edward's voice came from inside.
The metal's just expressing itself.
Edward, Callum shouted, pulling his flannel shirt over his nose.
Get out of there. But the crystallization process.
Callum disappeared into the smoke-filled doorway. Darcy's heart leaped into her throat as seconds stretched into eternity. Then Callum emerged, half-dragging a protesting Edward, whose eyebrows were significantly lighter than they had been at lunch.
My sculpture!
Edward struggled weakly. I'll get it, Callum promised, depositing Edward in Maya's care. Before anyone could stop him, he plunged back into the workshop.
Is this a regular occurrence?
Darcy asked, trying to keep her voice steady.
The fires are Callum's heroics.
Maya grinned despite the situation.
Because watching him carry people out of danger while his muscles ripple under that smoke-stained Henley is definitely becoming my favorite lodge amenity.
Maya.
What? I'm just saying the way he... Oh, look, speaking of rippling muscles.
Callum emerged again, dragging a fire extinguisher and wearing a face mask he'd apparently found inside. They watched him methodically battle the flames until only steam remained.
My hero.
Edward sighed dramatically.
So you really didn't need to save me. The fire was completely intentional this time.
That's what worries me,
Callum muttered, pulling off the mask. His face was smudged with soot, hair damp with sweat, and Darcy had to physically stop herself from reaching up to wipe his cheek.
So...
Maya sidled up to Darcy as they watched Callum secure the workshop.
How did the observation deck go? Before we so rudely interrupted with our little inferno.
He showed me his photos.
Darcy said softly.
They were beautiful. Real. He was going to take me somewhere to talk, but...
Ooh, somewhere private?
Maya waggled her eyebrows.
A special place he knows? Do tell.
Not like that.
Sure, honey. I'm sure he just wants to show you his photography equipment.
I hate you.
You love me. Almost as much as you love watching him play firefighter.
Maya nodded toward where Callum was helping Edward salvage what remained of his sculpture.
Though I noticed you didn't deny it this time.
Darcy couldn't help watching the way Callum's shoulders moved as he lifted twisted metal. How gentle he was with both Edward's art and Edward's wounded pride.
That's what I thought,
Maya said smugly.
Now about this special place he knows.
Don't you have your own art to work on?
Please, this is way more interesting than my pottery. Speaking of which, maybe I should start a fire in my kiln.
Don't you dare.
Just a small one, for romance's sake.
Maya.
But she was laughing, and so was Maya. And across the workshop yard, Callum looked up at the sound. Their eyes met, and even through the soot and sweat, his smile made her heart skip.
Oh yeah.
Maya whispered.
You're in deep, girl. Better hope that special place of his has good lighting. For the photos, of course.
Of course.
Darcy echoed, not looking away from Callum.
Just the photos.
They both knew she was lying,